Hello, welcome back. So in the previous session, we introduced the concept of functional dependencies and we illustrated it with some examples, right? And also we identified and discussed some problematic functional dependencies and showed how they can be eliminated by a proper decomposition of a relation. And in this session and the forthcoming sessions, we will discuss about how new dependencies can be inferred from a given set of dependencies, and we will discuss the concepts of closure, equivalence and minimal cover that will be needed when we later discuss the synthesis approach. As we know, different database design approaches are there: design by analysis and design by synthesis. So in the case of design by synthesis, we have to use these set of inferred functional dependencies, closure, equivalence, etc. Okay, so in this session we will just see inference. Okay, how new dependencies can be inferred from a given set of functional dependencies. For that we will use a certain set of rules. Those are called Armstrong's inference rules. So these are the outline of this session. Introduction, then we'll have a quick recap of what we have discussed about these functional dependencies. Then a set of rules for inferring a new set of functional dependencies from a given set of functional dependencies, that is called Armstrong's inference rules. Then we will see what is closure. You can refer chapter 16 of our Principles of Database Systems, 6th edition. So as you know, we have two different approaches for database design. Those are design by analysis or bottom-up approach, and design by synthesis or top-down approach. So in case of design by analysis, we will start from a set of attributes, and based on the semantics and all, we will form set of relations. That is starting from the bottom, from attributes. Whereas in case of design by synthesis, we will consider a universal relation. So we have a relation in our hand, and based on some properties, we will decompose those into further sub-relations, that is design by synthesis. That is called top-down approach. So in case of design by synthesis, we need all these things like functional dependencies, inference rules, closure, minimal cover, etc. So just have a quick recap of functional dependencies. As you know, functional dependencies, a set of attributes x functionally determines a set of attributes y if the value of x determines a unique value of y. That is, if you are taking two tuples, right, t1 and t2, and if their x part are same, then definitely their y part also should be the same. Then we can say that x functionally determines y. So it's actually a constraint in this R. So if we are specifying that there is a functional dependencies from x to y, that functional dependency should hold for all the instances, for all the tuples in the corresponding relation. Now, what is inference for functional dependencies? So typically the schema designer specifies the functional dependencies that are semantically obvious, right? Anyway, numerous other functional dependencies also will be there, which hold in all legal relation instances among a set of attributes, right? So those other dependencies which can be inferred or deduced from a given set of functional dependencies. Okay, for example, suppose we have two different dependencies, that is, each department, the department number determines manager SSN, right? Like that manager SSN, each manager will have a unique phone number, right? So manager SSN uniquely determines or functionally determines manager phone number. Here two different dependencies are there. From these two dependencies, we can infer a new dependency, that is, for each department, a unique manager phone number will be there. Department number uniquely determines or functionally determines manager phone. So from these two, we inferred a new dependency. This is actually example for a transitive dependency, right? So these are examples where from a given set of dependencies, we can infer a new set of dependency. So let us start with the formal definition of this inference. So a functional dependency x functionally determines y is inferred from or implied by a set of given functional dependencies f specified on R if x functionally determines y holds in every legal relation state R of R. That is, whenever R satisfies all the dependencies in f, then x functionally determines y also holds in R. Then we can say that we are inferring a new functional dependency x determines y from this given set of functional dependencies f. Okay. So from a given set of functional dependencies f, we can infer additional functional dependencies that hold whenever the functional dependencies in f hold. Now let us see an example, our employee department relation. Okay. So here we have a set of functional dependencies which are given. So first one is SSN determines employee name, address, birth date, department number, etc. Then another functional dependency, department number determines department name and department manager assistant, right? From these f, what are the different other dependencies which can be inferred? Lot of other dependencies are there, right? Just for example, SSN determines department name, right? SSN determines department number is there. Department number determines department name is there. From these two we can infer SSN determines department name or SSN determines manager assistant, department manager assistant, right? Or from this we can infer an individual dependency, right? That is department number determines department name. Like that, a lot of dependencies can be inferred from a given set of dependencies. Now we will see some notation. First, the notation for inference. So f is the given set of functional dependencies and a new functional dependency x determines y is inferred from this f. This can be represented like this using a vertical parent equal to symbol. Meaning is that the functional dependency x determines y is inferred from the set of functional dependencies f, or f implies x determines y. Okay. And we will see some other notation, like we will omit this comma and in between two different attribute set. So this x and y together determines z is abbreviated to be xy determines z. Like that, x, y and z together determines u and v together. That will be abbreviated as xyz uniquely determines uv. So we have 6 different inference rules, IR1 through IR6, okay, which are called Armstrong's axioms. So first one is IR1, which is reflexive rule, which states that if y is a subset of x, then definitely x determines y. Okay. So if y is subset of x, then x determines y. That is, the set of attributes always determines itself or any of its subsets. It's a trivial thing, right? So this functional dependency x determines y is trivial if y is a subset of x. Okay. Other types of functional dependency x determines y are called non-trivial functional dependency. Let us see an example for this IR1. You have a relation student with this attributes admission number, name, date of birth and address, in which admission number is the primary key. Now let us take the attribute set admission number and name together. This determines name, right? So definitely this name is a subset of this admission number and name. And the reflexive rule also can be stated like this: x determines x. Any set of attributes functionally determines itself, right? Name determines name or admission number determines admission number. So these are trivial dependencies. And second one is IR2, augmentation rule. That is, if there is a functional dependency x determines y, then if we augment something to both sides, that is LHS and RHS, the same dependency holds. Xz functionally determines yz. So adding the same set of attributes to both LHS and RHS of a dependency results in another valid dependency. Also, this augmentation rule states that if we augment something to the left hand side alone, then also we will get a new valid dependency. Okay. So if there is a dependency x determines y, augmenting z to left hand side alone, we will get a new valid dependency. Now we can see an example for this IR2. Taking the same example student relation, we have the admission number, name, date of birth and address. So we have a dependency admission number determines name, right? Let us augment something, say this date of birth. We are augmenting date of birth to both LHS and RHS. We will get a new dependency. Admission number and date of birth together functionally determines name and date of birth. Okay. This also holds, that is IR2. And if we are augmenting this date of birth into the left hand side alone, then also we will get a new dependency, because there is a dependency admission number determines name, right? So if we augment date of birth, then also this dependency should be there. So we will get a new dependency admission number and date of birth together functionally determines name. Now the third inference rule, IR3, which is called transitive rule. So that means if there is two functional dependencies, x determines y and y determines z, then we can infer x determines z. Already we have seen this transitive dependency, right? So IR3 states the same. Just for example, here we have a dependency from SSN to department number and then department number to department name. Then we can infer a new dependency, SSN determines department name, right? Or SSN determines department manager SSN. So these are examples for transitive dependency. Now it is said that IR1 to IR3, these three different rules are sound. Okay? What do you mean by sound? That means given a set of functional dependencies F specified on a relation R, then any dependency that is inferred from F by using this IR1 through IR3 will hold in every relation state. Okay? Whenever this functional dependency F was satisfied, then definitely this all the dependencies inferred through this IR1 through IR3 also will be satisfied. And also IR1 to IR3 is complete. That means applying this IR1 through IR3 repeatedly on F, we will get a set of dependencies, right? This will be the complete set of all possible dependencies that can be inferred from F. So only these three different rules are enough to generate all the possible inference or all the possible functional dependencies from a given set of functional dependencies. Okay, that is called complete. So IR1 to IR3 is sound and complete. Now F plus or closure of F can be determined by using only inference rules IR1 through IR3. Anyway, we can see some more additional rules. Those are IR4 through IR6, right? So IR4 is called decomposition rule or projective rule. And that means if we have a functional dependency x determines yz, we can decompose this right hand side. That means x functionally determines y alone. This is called decomposition. Just for example, we have a dependency x determines a1, a2, etc. an. Then from this we will infer x determines a1, x determines a2, etc. x determines an. Just for example, we have a dependency admission number determines this name, date of birth and address. We can infer from this as admission number determines name, admission number determines date of birth and admission number determines address. These are using the IR4. Now IR5, it is called union rule or additive rule. That means if we have two different relations or dependencies, x determines y and x determines z, then we can combine these two right hand sides together. X determines y, z, that is called IR5. So we have a set of functional dependencies, x determines a1, x determines a2, etc. x determines an. Then we have inferred a new dependency, x determines a1, a2, etc. an, this combination. Okay. Just for example, in case of admission number determines name, admission number determines date of birth, admission number determines address, we will have a new dependency, admission number determines the new attribute set name, date of birth and address. And the last rule is that IR6, which is called pseudo-transitive rule. That states that if we have two different dependencies, x determines y and wy determines z, then we can replace this y by x to generate a new dependency. Okay, and that is called pseudo-transitive rule. So it allows to replace a set of attributes y on the left hand side of a dependency with another set x that functionally determines y. So we have a dependency wy determines z and x determines y. Then this y can be replaced by this x. Okay. So just for example, in our case, we have two different dependencies. Admission number determines date of birth and name and date of birth together determines address. Right? Then this date of birth can be replaced by this admission number. Okay, so we have a new dependency, name and admission number determines address. Now some points to be noted from these rules. Suppose we have two dependencies, x determines A and x determines B, then we can infer x determines AB by using the union rule. And also x determines A and y determines B is there, we can infer xy determines AB. Now, if there is a dependency xy determines A, it may not be true that x determines A or y determines A. We cannot infer such a new dependency from this xy determines A. So these are the different rules for inferring new dependencies from the existing dependencies. Thank you.